Hey, how are you guys? We are gonna try to get you ready for the Christmas holiday coming up here real soon. I've got a dish ready for you guys. It's kind of an easy dish to do at home. It's gonna be olive tapenade, using some Italian olives, some roasted red peppers, some artichoke hearts. We have some roasted garlic, and we have a French batard, which we're gonna cut up and make crostinis, so you don't have to get those store-bought crackers. So I think what we'll start doing first is we're gonna cut up these crostinis and get them baking off, since that's gonna be a major part of our dish. So we're gonna cut the batards into thin layers enough that they're gonna be able to crust up pretty good in like 13 to 14 minutes. And if you have a convection mode on your oven like I do, maybe 350, 400. And then we're gonna hit these with balsamic, olive oil, a little sea salt, and crisp these up real good, and then we'll get right into the tapenade. So just using a serrated bread knife for this one. If you have a sharp enough knife, you can use your regular knives. But I just happen to have the serrated, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use that since that's the easiest cut. So we're gonna finish these up real quick, and if by any chance you see a tail wagging, that's our little Labradoodle Harley roaming around the kitchen. So that's what that is. All right, so I've got this whole batard, and you know, if you're doing 10, 12, 14, 20 people, maybe 2 or 3 of these batards. I'm just gonna do one right now to get you guys in mode. So what I'm gonna do right now, instead of spraying this up, I'm gonna take a little bit of my roasted garlic olive oil, spread that on the pan real quick. Then we're just gonna lay these out. So I'm gonna hit them with a little bit of this garlic oil first. Just kind of drizzle it all across, gets a little bit of that flavor in there. And I always have roasted garlic in the kitchen, no matter what. So just to me, roasted garlic just eats a lot better than regular garlic. It's got that pungency to me, but that's just me. So a little bit of sea salt. Don't ever do anything with iodized salt. It's always sea salt. Iodized, you're just gonna over salt everything. That's the actual salt that you would have on tables in normal restaurants. A little bit of pepper, and then usually at the restaurant we make our own balsamic. You can buy this at a Kroger, at a Costco. So I'm gonna hit this with a little bit of balsamic. Adds another layer of flavor. So this is the finished product that we're gonna throw in the oven. So we're gonna do that right in the convection. I've got it on 400, so I'm probably gonna go about 12 minutes on that. So next step is this is a household processor like you guys probably would have at home. Didn't bring a commercial one up. I wanted to kind of use the same things that you guys would use at home. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw the olives in. These are roasted red peppers that are out of a can, or you can roast your own if you're feeling that ambitious. These are already pre-roasted, so I kind of cheated. Artichoke hearts, which you can find at any grocery store, any like Sofo market store, any place that sells some Italian accoutrements. So we don't want to put a heavy process on this. We just want to pulse it a little bit. You want a little bit of a rustic texture so it stays on the crostinis. And so we're just going to pulse this a little bit. Mix that up a little bit. So you got some bigger pieces in there still. Also going to add a little bit of olive oil to it. Yeah, that should do it. Oh, mixing bowl. So what you're going to have is a product like this. You've got still some full olives in there. You've had some artichokes, some bigger pieces. So it's a nice combination of rustic and minced up. So what I'm going to do is add a little bit more salt for taste. I'm going to mix in a little bit of this roasted garlic. This always makes everything great. Stir that in a little bit. A little pepper. And just a little bit more olive oil. There you have your beautiful tapenade. You have the greens, the reds, the artichokes in there, roasted garlic, sea salt, pepper. And then all we're going to do is wait for our crostinis, and then we're going to plate this up and give you an idea how to send it out. All right, our crostinis should be ready to come out. Oh, we got some nice crisp ones here. So that's about the color. There's a couple of them that are a little darker, but that's about the color you want. And you want to make sure that they are solid cracker-like. If they're still a little bit soft in the middle, it means you haven't kept them in long enough, maybe another 3 or 4 minutes. You don't, the reason being, because if they're not cooked all the way through, it's almost like a crouton that it'll eat like it's stale. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. If the guys haven't kept the crostinis in long enough, they need to be kind of like snap crack, just like that. So we got these. So we're just gonna build a board here for you too. I just happen to have a little bit of burrata hanging around that's in the fridge up here. We've got the crostinis. So we're just gonna build a little board, and you can build this party board as big as you want. You want to add prosciutto to it, you want to add some Italian meats, anything you want to add to it. It's all up to you. I'm just giving you some pointers on some nice things to take over if you're taking over a dish in the holidays. So we've got our tapenade, which we're just gonna kind of center everything around that. So like I said, you've got still some chunky artichokes in there, some olives. So that's a good start right there. And like I said, I have some burrata, and we're gonna throw that burrata right here next to the tapenade. And then we're gonna open that burrata up. That's beautiful, just like that. And then we have that beautiful roasted garlic with the infused garlic oil. And like I said, it's a great thing to have in your kitchen. So if you actually want to have your own roasted garlic in the kitchen, just take a small, maybe like a brownie pan, whatever you have in your arsenal, maybe 4 cups of olive oil and some whole peeled garlic in the oven on convection for 350, 400 for 20, 25 minutes. You can just keep this in your fridge, pull it out when you're cooking, pull it out for plates like this. And the beautiful thing about the roasted garlic is it's just like butter. If you're a big garlic fan, you can just rub that on just like butter. So if you see that, that's for you garlic fans out there.
How long would that stay good in your fridge? Like if you made that to put on things, is it?
I mean, I usually put a date out on everything for 7 to 14 days. If there's no dairy or, I mean, this could sit around for a while. Yeah, sit around for a while, pull it out when you need it. If you're cooking a lot, maybe just cover it up and keep it out for a while. And we're just gonna do it up a little bit. I've got a little fresh rosemary. Put that in there for some decoration. A little bit of sea salt over everything. A little bit more olive oil. And then balsamic always makes everything delicious too. So there you have it. That's quick. It's beautiful. You have a perfect dish for Christmas, New Year's, any of these holidays coming up in a quick minute. So